Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out Continue Philly Under Fire by developer Lazy Brain Games. This is a game that's based on a popular web show, or YouTube show I should say, called Continue. And unfortunately I'm not completely familiar with the series itself, but the game looked really cool. It's sort of like a Contra parody where we're going to be playing as the hosts of the show and trying to save Philadelphia from alien and demon attacks, and it looked really kind of funny and well executed, so I figured let's give it a shot, let's try it out. And I thought it was kind of cool that we could take something that was designed as like an homage. I'm not sure if the developers were actually the YouTubers themselves or if it was designed for them, but it's kind of cool to take something with that in mind and then sort of, cover it again on YouTube, so it's like we're going around in circles in a neat way. So welcome to Continue. I'm Paul. I'm Nick, and I have to say, Nick actually looks quite a bit like me if I were to have a full beard. I'm kind of taken back by that. And also there's three of them, and one of them is named Josh as well, although Josh actually looks a little bit more like Ryan if we were doing the whole comparison to the NLSS, and then I would say Josh is probably the guy in the middle, although he's clean-shaven. I don't know, I'm making some comparisons here that are probably not necessarily warranted. I just thought it was kind of funny. Oh, I hit skip one too many times. So yeah, as you can see, I'm obviously going to be playing as Nick. There's kind of no doubt in my mind. They have really expressive faces, too, in the pixel art, which I kind of appreciate. Their guns look pretty freaking badass, too. Alright, so let's pick Nick, and we'll get to business. Cleaning up the streets of Philadelphia. Alright, so here we go. We are officially in, and first thing, I'm sure you've noticed already, it is basically just like Contra. Right down to the power-ups, the way that the power-ups appear on the screen, the way that the screen seems to be presented, even to some extent the art style, although I think it's also got a little bit of like a Ninja Gaiden feeling to it as well, and maybe that's just like the contrasting nature of the art. But it's a, really great, similar vibe that it seems to have going on. And I have to say, some very inventive weapons, too. But first thing I should mention, of course, the controls feel very tight. The game actually does set up for a 360 controller, so if you're in the mood to use one of those, you can. You can also use your keyboard, of course. And there's really very few buttons involved. We've just got our run, or jump and shoot, essentially, and just an analog stick to move around. I don't think you can actually use the D-pad, oddly enough, on the 360 controller by default. I'm sure you could probably set it up with joy to key, but I did not. So this is our first of a few mini-bosses. Unfortunately, the game is not particularly long. It seems to be split up into just a few chunks of just this one level. And, oh, also rather bold choice of words there, but no biggie, hopefully, to any of you guys. Yeah, so I read a little thing that was by Indie Static, and they were alluding to that there were more levels than this, but I actually played this through just to give a quick test of it. And I was a little bit sad when it was already over when I got to the end. But I must say, the end boss to this, it's quite a climactic showdown. So we've got some sort of ninja cyborgs riding missiles with laser swords. And maybe this is also a little bit where I'm getting the Ninja Gaiden influence. And I think in general, the hosts of this show kind of probably would like to just be making general referential things to the Nintendo period. So I feel like if there are other references than just the ones that are immediately coming to mind, that would not be particularly shocking or anything like that. I think one of the bosses also kind of channels, a little bit of like Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something too. So there's not too much in the platforming department, but there is a little bit here as we make our way through these rocket ships that seem to be coming at us with the laser ninjas jumping up out of the holes between things. Very cool color palette going on in the background, too. I gotta be a little careful, though. These jumps can be iffy if you get bumped into in the middle of the air. So far, so good. You do get 6 lives, but there is actually at least 1, if not 2 checkpoints throughout the level, so in case you do screw up and die, you will just be able to continue there, and it's not a huge loss. You also notice it is 8-way directional, so in case you were wondering, yes, you can do diagonals. You probably saw me do that a ton of times already. And I don't believe that the characters have any meaningful differences from what I could tell, although I didn't play as the other ones. I just have a feeling that the way this is structured would probably be, to keep things the way they are. Alright, so there's a crazy metallic scarab beetle of some kind, and with the flamethrower I think I have a pretty good chance. It's going to drop some, like, metal blades at me. That's really unfortunate that I just happened to die there, because I'm going to lose my sweet flamethrower. But if you just wait at the back of the screen, you can kind of just ride on the treadmill and not really have to worry about it. Boss is not particularly difficult. In fact, the whole game is not the most difficult thing, especially since there's checkpoints involved. It was a very long vehicle, whatever that was. Alright, so let's see what this new weapon is. We've got... this is my favorite, actually. This is some sort of like a green circle gun, and I say that is helpful because actually it's going to direct our eye very quickly and efficiently towards whatever is attacking us at the moment. Any kind of homing weapon is great here because things tend to blend in a little bit due to the fact that this is, you know, kind of a... I don't want to say cluttered, but like a chaotic environment. And there seems to be things attacking us from all angles, which is honestly a pretty cool trait that this game seems to have. And another reason why I just wish there was more of it, because I'd like to see what other inventive ways they could approach this same sort of level design. So I actually killed that enemy. It looks like another bolt appeared after it was dead. It was one of the very few bugs that I seem to run into when I was playing this. So there we go. We've cleared out all that area, and we will keep moving over. These guys seem to have quite a large charge-up attack, but I guess that's why they're kind of to change up the pacing of things. And all of a sudden I find myself in, like, Woodman stage from Mega Man 2 or something. Alright, and spread shot. I kind of wish I kept the other one, to be honest. So we've got some missiles, and here's the big boss. And it's a pretty ominous-looking, creepy boss, I must say. Some sort of squiddy, octopusy kind of looking eye. And I know that sounded strange out of context there. So basically we're just going to work away at this guy in the center. Eventually we can deplete these arms that he seems to have flailing around. They will indeed break off. Watch out for the acid droplet. And of course we'll try and dethrone it from whatever this little mechanical seat is that it seems to be going back and forth. This is some sort of like a laser cutter or something, like 3D printer maybe or something. Sort of looks like you would see the ink ribbon going back and forth on a printer, sort of looks a little similar to that. Alright, so when you cut off the legs of this thing, then it becomes a jetpack with an NES controller at the base of it. I didn't even notice that the first time. Oh geez, the eyeballs overwhelmed me and I lost my spread fire. That's too bad, because I actually only died because I didn't turn around in time because my controller was acting up a little bit. I have an issue with my 360 controller for some reason. It's going to lead me together, and I'm just going to duck because I'm pretty sure it's not going to be able to hurt me there. Yeah, for whatever reason, there's like a thing with my analog stick where when I look right, sometimes it just flicks left or something, or vice versa. I don't remember which all of a sudden. Anyway, that aside, so the boss is getting a little bit more angry here. You can tell it's becoming blood red, which, you know, any good boss will, because we want to make sure that we know it's being damaged. Okay, we're going to go through this phase again. No. Okay, no, that's the end of that. And now it's on the ground, and it can teleport. And, oh, it's a big old ball, and it crushed me. I didn't actually expect for it to jump down at me that quickly. Should mention also, this does have 2-player local co-op, so if you're interested in playing this through with a friend, you can definitely do that. And if I didn't mention already, the music is absolutely fantastic. I would totally listen to this soundtrack, you know, independent of the game. I, again, just wish there was more of it all, because I've already finished it, unfortunately. That was all there is. I just beat the final boss of the game. It's just one level. But still, well done, well executed. We kicked all the ass. Yes, we did. So with that, the game actually fades up into the sky for a pretty epic credit sequence. Definitely has a little bit of like a Mega Man vibe in the way that it approaches some of the production qualities as well, which is totally cool. Any Nintendo references are totally welcome. So, I guess that is going to be all I can really say about Continue, Philly Under Fire, unfortunately. Go check it out yourself. It is totally free. You can go download it right now. I'll have a link right in the description of this video. It's not even a huge file either. It's like 35 megs, so you can download it pretty quickly as well. So go give it a try. Let me know what you thought of this in the comments. And of course, come back again tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day. So if you enjoyed this one, consider leaving a like on the video. And of course, they're going to give you a little breakdown of what all the creature names were, which is always fantastic. I love when they do this, because sometimes you find yourself later on, like if you don't have an instruction booklet for a game, and I guess the newer generation will be very much lost on this concept, but I used to always read all the instruction booklets, and it's nice to be able to have a breakdown of what the enemies were called. Even in a game like freaking Hyperzone on the SNES, they used to actually tell you what all of their abstract shapes that were attacking you were. Anyway, totally got off on a tangent there, but yeah, come back again tomorrow. New episodes go up every single day. If you enjoyed it, like I said, leave a like on it. It helps me out a whole bunch, and if you're enjoying the series in general or the channel, consider subscribing, because that also helps me out a whole bunch. So, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you back for another one tomorrow. Have a fantastic night, everybody.